You ready for this?
Welcome to Behind the Vinyl. Here's your host, Stu Jeffries.
I wanted it to sound like summer. So all the sounds were things that I grew up listening to, advertisements on the radio for Raceway Park or Rockaway Playland or all those places. And I put it in a high key because it took a different personality. And I learned that from John Torrey when I was in in Blue Angel. You know, I was doing I'm Gonna Be Strong, and when I tried to do it like Gene Pitney, I sounded like Ethel Merman, so I figured, okay, better figure out how you want to tell this story. So, and he helped me, and he went through the different keys to find out what was right for me, and then we took it slow, and then it developed into my story. Because that's how, when songs you try on like clothes, and in my house, Italian, everybody knew how to take apart clothes and put them back together for you like they were made for you, because they were great tailors and pattern people and things like that, and sewers. And my mother had that talent. So I grew up with like that, and I pictured that songs were like that you put them on and then you gotta trim them and make them look like they were made for you. And when they came with the Robert Hazard song, was written by a guy. What do you expect him to write, right? But Rick was taken by the idea of what it could be, Rick Chertoff, the producer. So he kept telling me, listen, think of what it could be and what it could mean. But for them, they didn't realize that they were talking to somebody who burnt her training bra at the first women's demonstration in New York at the Alice in Wonderland statue. And so I thought about it, and I started changing little words and things like you would do, you know, if a guy wrote something. Then, no, because if you're a female, you're not gonna sing it from a man's point of view, are you? You know, I wouldn't. So then, well, it depends, because When You Were Mine, that was perfect to me. I just loved what Prince wrote. And I love the idea of this Robert Hazard song, because when he sang it, he did it very, you know, he had Escalator of Life, and he was singing like, it was almost like a Philly, but David Bowie type of thing. And it, you know, that was like, I love David Bowie. I was like, yeah, that's really good. But when I tried to sing it, it wasn't happening. So the last day, it was almost going to be, well, we tried, you know. And then I remembered something John Torrey played me. He played me a Shirley and Lee song, Feel So Fine, which is really high. She sings, Feel So Fine. You know, it's really high. And then, that wasn't high, but it's early. So Rob Hyman, he knew all this reggae stuff, right? He had a great collection. And Eric Bazillion, he was cuckoo, and he could play anything. He always brought different instruments in, but he was a wonderful guitar player. And so you could say, listen, can you do, what if we do this? This is the last time we'll really try. It sounds crazy, but just go with me. I said, Rob, play it like it's a Jamaican song, but play the chords of girls. Eric, play it like it's a Motown riff, but play the chords of girls. And I'm gonna sing something that's gonna sound cuckoo. Just let me do it and see what happens. It was 3 different things coming together. And then we did it, and all of a sudden, it worked. And I was also in love with the gated snare drum, which was happening on the street. Like there were songs like Men Without Hats, You Can Dance If You Want, but they had the gated snare.
Right.
And I said, you know, the gated snare would be great. And then once you start cajoling people to go that way, then people start having ideas. They get excited, they're laughing. I remember Rob turned around while we were listening in the studio after we had recorded stuff, and he goes to me, you know, I don't know what kind of music this is. And I said, well, does it make you happy? And he said, yeah. I said, well, then that's what kind of music it is.
Thanks for watching Behind the Vinyl. We have got a ton more episodes available to you. Your favorite artists with your favorite stories. And here's the thing, we're updating Behind the Vinyl all the time. So if you want to stay up to date on that, simply subscribe by clicking right up here. And you can do us a huge favor by sharing some Behind the Vinyls on your socials. Thanks.